What's up, everybody? It's waba, and I wanted to make a little video talking about, well, the power creep that we've seen in 3.1 and what we're looking at for 3.2 and beyond. Now, the power creep that I'm referring to is, of course, the addition of Shaper and Elder items, not mentioning the really good unique items that we have in the Abyss League. Looking at you, Watcher's Eye, pretty damn good. But Shaper and Elder items, I think, kind of initially set off a lot of like kind of alarms with members of the community as like really big leaps of power creep. You know, not just your normal, okay, well now we all do 10% increased damage. They're pretty big. My first response to it, or my first kind of thought about the items of Shaper and Elder items was more of okay, great. It's a way to give players more access to links. And I think that's actually a really good thing in Path of Exile. I've seen a lot of people even recently, as I've been streaming, a lot of people have been linking me items that have been giving them 6 links. And for their builds, it's something that they've never really experienced before, and they're really enjoying it. And sure, that's power creep. If everybody has access to a 6 link or a 7 link, that's clearly power creep. But this is where I kind of think about, you know, what's going to be coming in 3.2, what's going to be coming in Path of Exile 4.0. And with some of the recent Datamind information that we've seen post on the subreddit, and I believe it was a bug where someone actually vendored a bunch of maps to get a tier 18 that was on Reddit. It was said to be either a visual bug or something, that they were going to patch it, and I believe they did fix it. But what a lot of this tells me is that I think that with GGG making a move to give more players access to these, you know, to these powerful items, or just to reach their potential, it means that we're going to be having like higher tier content coming our way pretty soon, and we're kind of due for that for a lot of reasons. I mean, we've been in our Atlas for a while, we've had Shaper for a while, we've had tier 16 for a while, and I'm not entirely clear on what it was before. Someone in the comments could, you know, say what tier it went up to before, because I've only been playing since the launch of the game, and where I am in my knowledge now has only been a very recent thing. Like, I'm talking 2.5, 2.6, because I kind of took a break after 2.2, and I now get into a point where I'm like really in endgame content for the most part. But it just seems like they're giving us access, they're giving more players access to all these things so they could actually put out harder content. Because how frustrating would the harder content be if you were stuck on a 5 link? You know, a 6 link is easier to get than ever. Absolutely it is. But imagine trying to do all the content on a 5 link. It's pretty difficult, and not very many builds could do it. And I think that's something that actually limits build diversity quite a bit. If you have a build that can't do endgame content, it's considered not viable. You don't play it, and that itself hurts build diversity, because there are people who do want to play Ice Nova, for example. There are people who want to play Shock Nova, but since they can't even at least get a 6 link on a regular basis, and they have to do it on a 5 link, and it's already struggling as it is, they're not going to be doing the end game content. So I think the addition of Shaper and Elder items, which again were added to the core game in 3.1, realistically, I think they were added so GGG could start introducing higher tier content. I've talked a little bit about it on my stream, and people tend to agree with me, because some of the people that I've talked to who are very, you know, Dan's game about the power creep that we are seeing, when I mention that to them, they're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. And, well, it just seems like GGG is really gearing towards giving players harder content to do. I mean, it all makes sense. It takes more experience to get to level 100 now, by a large margin. Players have more access to links, more than they ever did before. And I think overall, if you might think that it's making the game easier, but if there's more content to do in the game, then is it really making it easier? As long as there's harder content to do. You know, Shaper is still like kind of the, but is Ziri viable meme? You know, you have Shaper, you have Uber Ziri. Way more builds could do Uber Lab now, so that's not really a thing. But, you know, if we start to see content that's more like Shaper, we start to see tier 16, tier 17 maps, even shaped maps, maybe even a whole new atlas that has higher content stuff. I think in that case, that's when the power creep that we have seen recently becomes more acceptable. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Tell me what you want in 3.2, or, you know, what's going to be coming up, or, you know, even beyond 3.2, 4.0, you know, what you ultimately think is going to be coming to Path of Exile after all the changes that we've seen recently. And I feel like GGG has shown us that there's no how do I want to say this? There's nothing that they're not willing to do or to try. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. You could follow me on Twitter at Wabacha. You could also check me out on my stream, twitch.tv/Wabacha. I try to stream as much as possible, but I have a lot of things going on in real life that stop me from doing that. So yeah, other than that, thank you very much for listening. See you guys later.